If we had not read the title commitment, then we might not have known this was an issue, and the investor could have been stuck with a fix and flop instead of a fix and flip. Hello everyone, and thank you for checking out our video here on YouTube. I'm Justin Cooper with Pine Financial Group, where we work together so you succeed. If you like the content or getting value from us, give it a thumbs up and please subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification button so you're alerted each week when we have the next video coming out. I recently had a client under contract on a property, and it seemed like a great deal. It was going to be a quick cosmetic fix and flip with good margins, something we don't see too often these days. Everything was moving forward as planned. The appraisal was coming in right where we thought it would. The investor was massaging the scope of work to get his budget right, and then we saw the title commitment. There are two main sections of the title commitment I pay attention to. The first is the requirements. This is where the title company spells out all of the required items that must happen before closing in order to provide clean and clear title. It is what the title company must do in order to issue the policy. Now, we hear about clear title when we're looking at escape clauses, maybe for a contract with a wholesaler or something like that. Now, the other section, the second section, is the one we really need to pay attention to, and that's the exceptions. This is what the title company will take exception to, meaning they will not cover. This might be the most important section, as it tells you what problems there might be with the property, specifically from a title standpoint. In this case, the property was an end unit of a fourplex. The title company was taking exception to a lot of things, but maybe the biggest was the party wall agreements. Sometimes, in lieu of forming an HOA, builders and developers will create a party wall agreement that will outline what all the owners will agree to abide by regarding the upkeep and management of the building and the land. This could dictate who and how the snow is removed, what happens when there's a hailstorm, or one section of the roof is leaking, fence maintenance, so on and so forth. The issue was that there was no party wall agreement, at least not that the buyer, the wholesaler, nor the seller was aware of. When I saw this exception, I had to reach out and ask, so I called the title company. I got a long story about how the property has changed hands a few times and always to an investor that was willing to roll the dice on not having a party wall agreement. Well, my client was planning on flipping the property, which meant that when he sells it, it could be to an owner-occupant. That buyer and the buyer's lender will be needing that party wall agreement so they'll know how to handle these issues if and when they ever arise. So then the risks seem to be, could my client get marketable title? They could get clear title, but could it be marketable? If this issue didn't go away and get resolved, then the buyer pool for his flip would shrink tremendously. And as that pool shrinks, so does the property's value. The big question then is, how much could the buyer's pool shrink and how much could the value shrink? This became an unknown and a risk that was too big for the investor to swallow. A meeting of the buyer, the wholesaler, the seller, the title company, and even us as a lender had to happen. All parties seemed okay with the need to get, find, or create a party wall agreement, but to do so, we would need the other owners to all sign off and agree. The big problem here was no one knew who the other owners were. They seemed to be LLCs, holding companies, and investors. Could it have been overcome, and could this have worked out? I'm sure of it. They would have needed an extension for the closing date, and it would have taken a bit of hard work to track down the other owners and, of course, have an attorney put together the party wall agreement, but it could be done. Unfortunately, the wholesaler and the seller were not motivated enough to put in the hard work, and the deal fell apart, possibly to the benefit of the buyer. If we had not read the title commitment, then we might not have known this was an issue, and the investor could have been stuck with a fix and flop instead of a fix and flip. Title companies are very available and want to help their clients. You read and understand what you're signing up for and what is not covered in the policy. If you read something in the commitment that you do not understand, feel free to send them an email. Pick up the phone like I did to make sure you're buying the deal that you think you are. Thanks so much for watching. And again, if you like the content and value we at Pine Financial Group are bringing, be sure to tell a friend, like and subscribe here, and give us a call to see if we can help you finance your next deal. And as always, you can learn more at pinefinancialgroup.com.